Good morning. It is Tuesday, May 13th, and today is a little better than the last few days. However, there's a little bit of a caveat here where we need to make sure that we're paying attention to other people's words, because words could be used as weapons to change your mind about what you know is the truth here. So we gotta be careful about that. The moon is in Sagittarius. So there is this lighter energy, more physical energy, just a little more happy-go-lucky kind of energy going on today. But it is being ruled by Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter is what we call a social planet. So we tend to see that behavior played out in the people around us and our one-on-one interactions with others and our social life and everyone around us. So that being in Gemini, what we're probably going to see from everybody around us is like people telling you, oh, it's not that serious. You're taking it too hard. You need to lighten up, like trying anything that they can to keep you at surface level energy. If you are someone who is paying attention to what's going on in the world around us, but you've got a whole bunch of folks around you that are acting like nothing's happening, that's why. That's that Jupiter and Gemini energy, is this just keeping everything at the top of the surface. There's also like using semantics as a weapon as well, arguing semantics to try to get you to think that you're thinking too much or you're not thinking right or something along those lines. So really watch out for that today. Make sure that you're really kind of standing on business when it comes to your ideas and what you know to be true. Now, the moon will make an inconjunct to Mercury in Taurus, so you're probably going to have some conversations with folks where everybody's trying to like dig their heels in the sand on what they believe. They're trying to stay comfortable. They're trying to just keep going with the flow and be stubborn. And that inconjunct is where we kind of shift. We make a crossroads kind of energy where we decide, are we going to change the way we think, or are we going to just walk away from this conversation type of energy. Then late tonight, the moon will make a trine to Venus in Aries, and after midnight tonight Mountain Time, trine to Mars in Leo. This is the time where if you're still up and about, you could be tempted to make some impulsive decisions in the realm of relationships or money. There could be some arguments because of this Aries and Mars energy going on. It could go feisty, could go south. But really watch out for that tonight. Make sure you're not making impulsive decisions. Essentially, this is almost like, if I were to lay it out for the whole day, this would be like somebody using not argumentative, but like that lighthearted, you're taking it too much, like squashing your intuition about what's going on to make you seem like you're like too much or something like that, as a means to later on get whatever they want out of you, whether that's money, sex, relationship, getting back together, whatever that is. So watch out for that today. Make sure that you're really listening to your intuition with Saturn at that 29th degree of Pisces, that intuition and that like the boundaries associated with that, and that emotional healing is really going to be tested over the next like week and a half or so. So let me get you guys some cards. What is the energy for the collective today? We have the Fool. So it is a lighthearted day. It is a little bit of a kind of, things have been so heavy and exhausting, and now you're in this energy where you're like, you just want to have a good time. Let go and let God kind of energy. This could also be seen as literal Fool energy. Not paying attention to what's going on and just saying, screw it, I'm going to do whatever I want type of energy as well. What to focus on today? We have the Empress. Make sure this is it is a Venus card, but it's very kind of Taurus-y, and that's kind of very stable. Like, focus on making sure that you're standing your ground. You're kind of sitting on your crown or on your throne and saying that, like, this is what I know is right. This is where I need to be for myself, where I need to be comfortable, where I need to be for abundance and things of that nature. So if you'll look here, she's looking at the Fool, so there might be a little let go and let God kind of energy happening here that maybe doesn't look quite right to everybody else, so they try to talk you out of it type of energy. What to avoid? What does the collective need to avoid today? Oh, 9 of Cups and the Tower. Look, If you got someone trying to talk you out of believing whatever was revealed over this weekend with this full moon, don't trust it, because Nine of Cups and Tower together in the avoid position. This is telling me that somebody is like offering you this emotional fulfillment, but it's really just a nightmare kind of energy. So really make sure that you're standing on your ground, you're listening to your intuition, you're believing what came out over the weekend and not letting people talk you out of it, using semantics and things like that to argue out of it. Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. So things are changing, things are turning. We've got several things building up over these next few weeks. It's going to create a big shift, okay? Clarifiers for the full. We have the moon. Things are not clear. Emotions are kind of pulling the strings here. And Ace of Pentacles. So don't be a fool. Energy of the day. We've got this like let go and let God kind of energy here. Make sure that you are listening to your intuition, because things are not clear, you're not seeing everything here, and there's this offer of like a new beginning when it comes to stability. That could go either way. It really makes sure that you're listening to your intuition on that. You're not trusting things, you're not being talked out of believing your intuition. But there could also be a new beginning where you're like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go for it. Again, it might not look right to everybody else. People might try to talk you out of it. That's fine. Listen to your intuition. Clarifiers for the Empress. Clarifiers for the Empress. We have the Hermit and the Nine of Wands. Focusing on the Empress. This is your abundance, stability, your throne that you're sitting on. And we need to guard it, keep it to ourselves. Don't tell everyone everything. I am the worst at that. This is something that's been coming up a lot lately. Not everything is everyone else's business. I don't care who they are, how close they are to you. You don't have to tell everyone your plans. So really keep things to yourself. Think through it yourself. I know it's tempting to like talk to other people to kind of work it out, but sometimes those other people are looking to block your blessings. Make sure that you are being cautious. With that Jupiter being in Gemini, there is really this energy of other people coming in and going, hey, what are you doing? And then trying to throw a wrench in it. So really make sure that you're protecting that. You're not like allowing other people to screw up your plans and what's meant for you. Clarifiers for the Nine of Cups and the Tower. We have the Ten of Cups. And Four of Pentacles. We are avoiding chasing that emotional fulfillment, that wish fulfillment, that like, you know, something's up, you know, don't go back to that person that promises you the world and things like that. Don't jump head first into something, even though that is kind of that energy. Make sure you're slowing down and thinking it through and not just chasing whatever pretty thing is put in front of you, right? Because again, there's this, I keep hearing it called monitoring spirits. It seems weird to me. In my opinion, it's just people, right? But it really makes a lot of sense. It describes it really well, where you've got people always asking you, what are you doing? What's your plans? And they end up like kind of screwing everything up. And as soon as you tell somebody, it falls apart, right? So we're keeping those things to ourselves for our own emotional fulfillment here. So we don't want to share that with everybody. It's tempting, but sometimes we've got to keep it to ourselves for a while until it gets into a good solid space. Bottom of the deck is the Magician. So there's one, sleight of hand, and number two, you have everything you need to make this stuff happen.